Got to turn my fans off. It's going to cut into the frequency of the video. Yo, check it out. Got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to talk about today, guys. Come on, fill the room. Let's go. Where you guys at? Where you guys at? We got a lot to talk about, man. You guys should be in here in less than 1.2 seconds. When the video goes live, you guys should be in here at least less than 1.2 seconds. There's absolutely nothing going on social media enough to take away the attention of Zobi 70. That's ridiculous. It's pure garbage, pure filth. Whatever it is you're watching is trash. Come on to this channel. Get yourself some entertainment. Get yourself some real entertainment. Get yourself some real information. Check this out. Before we get into it, I got a video I want to play that I thought was extremely interesting. I got a video I want to play that I just thought was extremely interesting. Then we're going to get into the Amy Hemming, one of the founding fathers of Microsoft. We're going to get into her video. She made a response video to the video that yo, what's up, Wisdom? Yo, happy birthday, Wisdom. What's today, July 13th? Happy birthday, brother. I want to show you guys something real quick that I just kind of scanned over real quick. I want you guys to see this. Check this out, guys. Did y'all see this video? There's a woman of some type of Asian descent. She says men are chopped. Men are ugly. Have you guys seen this? Have y'all seen this video? Let's play it real quick.
So as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day. I was walking the sidewalk earlier, and I saw a cute guy in his car, so I waved to him, and he smiled back at me. And obviously he drove away after that, but I was like, oh my god, a cute guy? This was at 6:50 p.m. It's 7:17, and I'm still like, oh my god. And I feel like this is gonna power me through my evening. Like, wow, I actually saw an attractive man today. Like, diamond in the rough, needle in the haystack. Seriously.
Women.
Oh, look, I'm in the recommendations. Check that out. YouTube's trying to trick me to believe that the algorithm is being shared, right?
So as we're all...
I saw this and I thought this was extremely interesting. And yes, I can come on here and I can do the obvious. I can say she's chopped herself. You know what I'm saying? I can say that a whole bunch of things. One thing I will say when it comes to her, and if there's nothing worse that grinds my gears when it comes to women of color, nothing bothers me more than when I hear a black woman. I'm just going to be honest. When I hear a black woman using that Becky inflation, oh my God, like totally, you know? And predominantly of the time, I will give credit where credit is due. It's not coming from a black American woman. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the black American woman is emulated within all the countries and cultures across the world when it comes to that mentality. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing that really burns and grinds my gears more than when I hear a black woman using that Becky inflation. Now, what makes me even angrier you know what makes me even angrier? When I hear an Asian woman using the Becky inflation. When I see an Asian woman using the Becky inflation, now that is what really pisses me off the most about this whole men are cooked, men are ugly, men are hideous, and men are this, right? That's what really bothers me. Is she's talking like, oh my God,
Very much aware we are living through a chopped man epidemic
oh
and
my
there's
God,
a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that like if I see an
that
attractive man, it
like
genuinely
totally,
makes my day. I was
like
walking the
totally.
sidewalk.
Hey, what's up, Jay? Thanks for the sub. That's what really gets me going is when I see an Asian woman. That really pisses me off. That I'm more pissed off about that than I am her sitting here and talking about how chopped men look. That doesn't bother me. She's by her saying that whatever how she looks, that doesn't bother me at all. Is that her, if that's her opinion, doesn't. Hey, yo, Cerrito, what's up? Doesn't bother me at all. What's so of any second of an glitch? I think the fellas are also they're presenting themselves in a way that isn't being presentable when I go outside and when I see the fellas. Yes, I do think that men have fallen off stagnantly across all cultures of men, and when it pertains to the looks department, and I'm not talking about in a way of sexual. I just want people to just a lot of men were being banged over the head. We're getting beaten up. We're getting beat down. We're getting beat up and we're walking around with our heads down. We're walking it down with a visible cloud over our heads. We're walking around feeling sorry for ourselves. We're walking around doing this and we're walking around doing that because we're just constantly getting beat up and barraged on an everyday basis. Not only that, the foods that we are consuming as men, we gotta slow down. We cannot be eating these foods that are being out there presented to us within these stores with these commercialized foods. They're making commercials for food. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Commercials for food? That's ridiculous. We're going out and we're buying pizzas with Dorito crumbs and Cheeto crumbs scrambled all over. Where it's got pizza. It's got pizza within the crust. It's got a cheese crust. Just eating garbage. What's your favorite chicken? Chicken thighs. I like chicken thighs. For a long time, I went vegan, but that was a big mistake. But I love chicken thighs. I'm actually not dark chocolate. It's just the sun has cooked me. But with any color that Zobi 70 is, he's beautiful. But check it out. Gotta cook your meals. Cook them with olive oil. Yes, cook your meals with extra virgin olive oil. You need to be preparing your own meals. You get yourself a rice cooker. You should not be driving to a place like a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Wendy's. That's ridiculous. Go and get you a Costco card. Go down to the Trader Joe's. Go down to the Whole Foods. Get yourself some real food. You know what I mean? Look, make sure it says organic on there. Even that could be deceiving as well. But at least if you can't afford it, then just go with the regular stuff, man. But you guys should not be running to the stores buying anything processed, anything that there was a commercial for. Once you start to focus on that gut, fellas, then your outer appearance is going to start looking good as well. As you can see, I look amazing right now. I haven't had a haircut in 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But I look amazing because of the proper foods and the nutrients that are put into my body. You know what I mean? Causing the Super Saiyan glow that you're seeing coming off, irradiating on the camera. Maybe a yam or rice on occasion. Yeah, I eat sweet potatoes. I'll specifically focus on a day of carbs, and those carbs will consist of sweet potatoes. I eat a organic sweet potato treat, and or I will go and cook the sweet potatoes myself. I boil them first, then I split them open, cut them open, put a little bit of butter, grass-fed butter, 100% grass-fed butter. Boom, throw that on there. Some cinnamon, tap a little bit of cinnamon on there. Let that bad boy bake in the oven again, and then I proceed to eat. It's delicious. You know what I mean? The ultimate shiny black man. Yeah. Yo, ice cream darkness. Swins, what's up? I eat the lean chicken, breast, turkey, and carrots. Yeah, I go with chicken thighs for its protein. I just had some chicken thighs actually. You go to Costco, you can get a big old rack of chicken thighs, organic chicken thighs, and you can just boom, just toss some bad boys in there. I cook them real quick. I throw a little bit of jasmine rice or basmati rice, Broccoli. I went with broccoli. I throw a little bit of organic spinach on there. Make sure to get organic spinach because they spray stuff on the other spinaches, Roundup and things of that such. Yeah, fellas, I agree with her when it comes to this whole chopped epidemic when it pertains to men. I have to agree. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is looking real bad out here. A lot of the fellas are looking real bad out here. So I cannot sit here and get mad at her rant at what she saw. And then I cannot definitely not judge her on her looks. She, she she looks crazy. She looks crazy. You know, she looks too crazy to be talking like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was reading the comments and they were saying simps were gassing her up. There's a lot of simps out here gassing her up. That's a lot of simps out here gassing her up, man. You know, a lot of cats is getting mad at the simps. Notice that lately. A lot of people getting mad at the simps because the simps are gassing up these females, man. I appreciate the simps. I gotta say, I love a simp, man. I love a simp. When somebody's over there doing some serious hardcore simping, man, you know what I mean? I appreciate that. Fellas, we need the simps. Fellas, we need the simps. Because when these females with the build up egos, when they come across somebody like me, oh, oh man, it's nothing better than just knocking down everything that the simp has built up. Oh my God, the simp has lied to you. Your father has lied to you. I'm about to keep it real on you. And then guess what? She will respect and appreciate you 10 times more than any man that sat there and gassed their head up. Now, if the chick who's getting gassed up by these scents comes around you and she doesn't like that you are checking her on her inflated ego by the simp and she leaves, oh, that's one of the biggest fall offs ever. Whenever a female gets away with me and I see her 3, 2, 1 year down the line, it's one of the biggest fall offs ever, man. That's the simp is a great weapon because, man, when the simp sits there and tells you that you look great and all this and you look amazing and you look this and then they start putting on extra pounds, the face starts getting fluffy and crunchy, and they still tell her she looks great and she thinks oh my God, there's nothing better than just walking outside, coming out of the gym, looking good, walking into my Whole Foods, walking into my Trader Joe's, walking anywhere and seeing these chicks that left me because they thought the simp was better. And you see, that happened to me the other day. That happened to me a couple of times within the last year. I was running up on these chicks, man, and I was just like, yo, bro, it's glazing. Yeah. Break the illusion. Yeah, yeah. Plurs, what's up? Who else came in? Sosa, what's up, brother? Mm-hmm. Hello from Poland. The girl from the video you showed is so irritating. Even healthy and good men can be just trashed by them. Tons of yeah. I'm not, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at her. You know, don't get it twisted. I'm not the type of person that'll get mad at a woman because she made some remarks towards how men their appearance. Number one, I agree with her. Number two, it doesn't, if it doesn't apply, I let it fly. You know what I'm saying? I know if I was to come across an Asian woman like that, if she was around me long enough, I know she'd be trying to stick her tongue into my rectum. Yeah, if I was around her long enough, she would be trying to stick her tongue deep inside into my rectum. You know what I mean? I just have that type of appeal when it comes to women. Now, this is what I do want to talk about when it pertains to that video. My Caucasian brothers, I know you guys think I hate you, but I don't. I really don't. My Caucasian sisters, you might think I hate you, but I really don't. I appreciate you 100%. Yo, my Caucasian brothers and sisters, no mercy. No mercy. They went off on her. They, the Caucasian community went off on her. And I know why. And I know why. But they literally, the Caucasian community literally took her and AI her. They did some type of digital altering of her face and transformed her into a man. My Caucasian brothers and sisters, they got at her. They got at her. And I know why. I know why. When it pertains to the Asian woman, she's not supposed to do that. She got off code. When it comes to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, they looked at that as an Asian woman that needed to be deported immediately. A black woman can get up there and do the same exact thing. The Caucasian community would do. They wouldn't move. They wouldn't move. A Hispanic woman can get up on that bad boy and do the same exact thing. They wouldn't care. But my Caucasian brothers and sisters, they got together in unity, arms across America, man. They said, let's check this Asian woman right now before this gets out of hand, because the Asian woman is not supposed to do that. Why is the Asian woman here? Why are you here if you are looking at us like we're chopped? That's the only reason why you're here. Who do you think that, with all these Caucasian women running to black men, African American men, Jamaican men, men from the Caribbeans, men from the African diaspora, we're watching our Caucasian women go to black men. Why are you here? Why do you think you're here? You're here to keep the bloodline going. You're not supposed to be looking at us for how we looked. As a matter of fact, you're specifically here for the incels. You're specifically here for our lower class. And you got the nerve to get on camera and call us chopped? That's what I saw. That's what I know. When it pertains to the Asian woman, she is not, in America, she is not allowed to have a preference. You're here to be with the chopped. And you talking like that is grounds of a beatdown. That is an automatic red flag. Yes, but what about the black woman? You can't keep the Caucasian race going by race mixing with a African American kid. The kid's gonna come out black. Yeah, we'll sleep with them. Yes, we know that the African woman can sleep with our lowest of lows. We know that. We know the black woman demands to have a black man that is 6'7", 12-foot long penis, $200,000 in the bank when it pertains to getting with a black man. But when it comes to getting with our incel race, they have no preference and or standards when it comes to the Caucasian male. We know that, but listen, we don't want darky kids. We don't want your dark kids. If we're sleeping with you, I'm going to use 2 condoms. If I'm sleeping with you, you better be on birth control. If I have kids with you, you better not call child support. But the Asian woman got off code. The Asian woman is not supposed to do that, man. And they checked her. Look. They checked her. They got on it. They got on their little podcast. Look. Brian Humble's the Chop Men Epidemic girl with, yeah. They took her face and digitalized it into a man, showing the equivalence of what she would look like. They got her. Look at this. She's effing ugly. Yeah, whoa. Whoa. I've seen videos where black women and Hispanic women said the same exact name, but when it comes to the Asian woman, she better not. She better not. There was another video. It was a funny video. Can I find it? It was a comedian. She's like a female comedian, and she was keeping it all the way real. Where's that video? Oh boy. Where's the video, guys? Guys, where's that video? Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. That's her, but that's not the video. Dang. Okay, I found it. This lady, y'all seen this lady comedian?
All right, folks, there is an epidemic of ugly women online complaining that men are not handsome enough for them.
When is the third part of the
right? Ugly women.
Rude? When is the third part of Final Fantasy remake coming out? Who cares? Square Enix just came out and they announced, we're going to watch after this video. Square Enix just announced they're losing trillions of dollars over the modern day Square Enix Final Fantasy.
Who don't know they're ugly, complaining.
Go ahead, white woman.
That they are well.
Go ahead, white woman.
What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Women have been lying to each other for the last, how long has feminism been going on? Well, however long that is. And it's really ramped up in the last 20 to 30 years where we've seen this body positivity. Everyone's beautiful.
I want her to make the joke. Oh, dang. Here it is. She makes a joke on the Asian woman. Go ahead.
Make up the rules. It is what
okay,
it
she
is.
did. Here's the joke. Here's the joke. Oh, shout out to the white women.
She's Asian.
Uh-oh.
That means 4 points taken off automatically on the attractive scale. I don't make up the rules. It is what it is. Now, if you are a boomer or
woo! 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 Woohoo! Let's go. That's why you're here, Asian woman. You're here to sleep with our chopped. How dare you? Let a black woman make that same video. And they have. That was very off code for an Asian woman. Very off code. Anyway. Yeah, Square Enix. Let's see. Square Enix. They're doing horrible. So if I was them, I would cancel the third installment of the Final Fantasy VII remake. Nobody gives a shit about that game because it's not selling. It's an unmitigated disaster. Am I muted? No. Where is that video? I don't know. I saw the video just earlier when I was looking for that video. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a disaster. Square Enix is currently course correcting. They're focusing on turn-based RPGs now. Oh, here it is. Square Enix loses pile up. Square Enix worsening financial losses, trying to cater to the Western audience. These are the things. Oh no. Oh man. I done went to Netflix or something. Oh, dang it. No. Yeah, these are the things. Dang, why's my TV so loud?
Of reasons, I think that, of course, they haven't launched
These are the things that we were talking about here on this channel for so long. We were saying, hey, what the
Square
hell?
Enix has epically failed at every single attempt they've made to rejuvenate their business,
Yeah.
whether it's with remakes or reboots or completely new experiences. None of it has worked. And we just had heard not that long ago that they are going to be rebooting the company to try to rejuvenate business. And now we're finding out that their European branch has reported worsening financial losses compared to the previous year. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description.
They can't Sony already pay Square to do the entire remake? I I don't know if Sony paid them to do entire remake. I don't know if that's true in the slightest. They might have donated to the projects, but I don't think they paid Square Enix up front. No, they wouldn't be complaining about sales not meeting expectations if that was the case. But yeah, man, Square Enix. I just don't know why they didn't just listen to us, man. We were on this platform. We were one of the only channels that was basically saying, Square Enix, stop what you're doing, stop trying to cater to a Western audience, stop it now, stop. And they refused to listen to us, and they proceeded to keep catering to the Western audience. They continued to take the turn base out of JRPGs. They wanted to remove the term JRPG, spiraling and descending the company into just a disastrous spiral of just complete failures. And we weren't saying this because we were old, because at the time we were saying this was like 15 years ago. We were children at the time. So it wasn't like we were a bunch of old heads. We were a bunch of term-based weirdos. We were all every single name in the book that you can name except for the child of God. We just got ridiculed. We got destroyed. We got bashed. Google Zoe 70, Final Fantasy 7 remake. Go through those comment sections, read those comments, absorb those comments. And I'm trying to tell you, man, they came after me with a ferocious, just it was just so ferocious the way they came after me, man. But we were right. At the end of the day, in 2025, we can sit back and we can finally relax because we were right. Square Enix is out of here. You know, Square Enix ethics department destroyed Square Enix. Square Enix just not listening to us destroyed Square Enix. Square Enix, me, Sereno, Wisdom, F55. Yo, we were the first. Did you get Dragon Quest 3 rate? No, I didn't. Because I do want to get it, but if I do get it, it will be used. The used copies are still going for an astronomical amount of money. It's like $59 for a used copy. I want to buy the game used, but the reason I'm not going to give my money to Square Enix new, Prel, is because they were censoring Akira Toriyama's work. This is a guy who just passed away. I just thought it was very tasteless for them, Square Enix's ethics department, to come in there and start censoring a dead man's work. That was, in my opinion, that was extremely tasteless. Reckon the people who are working on the game felt the same way that I feel when it pertains to that. But Square Enix has these cancerous, soulless AI type people working within their company, and they're listening to them more than they're listening to us. And so I say, well, they're not going to get any of my money. I'll buy the game used. I'll give the money to GameStop, or wherever, some type of used game store or things of that such. But no, I did not get Dragon Quest 3 because of Square Enix censoring Akira Toriyama's work. I did not. I thought that was very distasteful in my eyes. Yes, yeah, I'm like that, man. I stand on principles. I stand on morals. I stand on my ethics. I stand on my beliefs. You guys don't. I do. Let's see. Today's video, I want to get on. I saw something, man, that was, speaking of distasteful and things of that such.
There is always someone to talk to at New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Whether you're facing mental health struggles.
And what can I get you for Christmas?
Something that I saw that was very, very wrong. When Sarah Bond was named as one of the workers behind Phil Spencer. This is before she became president. Xbox fans were sitting on their high horse and they were talking about how inclusive Microsoft is, and they started to beat their chest on how inclusive they were, and they just love women. And Sarah Bond came in there. We just love black women. We, you know what I mean? Oh my God, we love women. Women are the best. Women are beautiful. Women are creatures of these excellent, pure, beautiful creatures. And then I love to see the hypocrisy. I love to see these so-called liberal people turn into the alt-right as soon as things don't go their way. I love it. I love it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It happens every single time. Once you start to disagree with these people, these so-called civilized people, the Joker talks about it in the movie The Dark Knight. You know, these civilized people, when the chips are down, these people will turn on you, man. They will. They will. Now, The Dark Knight was a movie, and the people came together, and which is complete bullcrap, you know. But at the end of the day, we know that when the chips are down, these people will turn. Let's see. Only played the last Dragon Quest specifically because it had pixel graphics, a pixel graphic mod. Rumor is that Final Fantasy IX remake was canceled. I heard that too. That's a good thing. For a Japanese company to lay off workers, you know it's bad. Japanese don't lay off workers. Even Nintendo won't do that. It's frowned upon. You guys are got it sharing the same mind that I'm sharing, which is very creepy. These are the same conversations I have in my head from the Final Fantasy VII-9 remake being canceled. I think that's great. I mean, it sucks that we won't be able to play Final Fantasy 9, but I don't really care. We got the original. I heard it was going to be turn-based and everything. It was going to be sticking. If they're canceling, then it probably wasn't going to be sticking to traditional. It was probably going to be something in there that was going to be some type of flim-flam that Sweet Baby Inc. would have influence. But if it's being canceled, good. Cancel it all. Square Enix is stupid for not listening to us. And for a Japanese company to lay off workers, yeah, I thought that was very interesting. All these massive layoffs, and then yet Nintendo is putting out a mass hire right now to work on the next Xenoblade game. Whew. Phil Spencer stopped eating Sarah Bond's soul food. Okay. Don't go Joker on us. I already did go Joker on you guys, man. Um, but yeah, when the chips are down, these so-called civilized people, it's a beautiful thing. I cannot believe how prophetic the Dark Knight trilogy was, man. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It People judge it for things that I just don't think should be judged for. Like people judge the Christian Bale actor. He wasn't a good Batman, which I thought he was a phenomenal Batman, or as he was a phenomenal. He was. It's like if you're playing a video game, and you have the silent protagonist, and it's like you're not Cloud Strife. You know what I mean? When you're playing these games, you got the silent protagonist, and everybody else around you is talking, and you're kind of just playing as that character. Like you're not really Chrono from Chrono Trigger, but you are in a way. You know what I mean? In a way, you are him. You took in on that. What do you call that? I don't want to say AI, but you took on that. What is that? What is that thing called? Avatar. You've taken on that avatar. You took on the Cloud Strife avatar. You took on the Chrono from Chrono Trigger avatar. You've took on the Fei Fong Wong from Xenogears, the avatar. You know what I mean? You've taken on the Persona 4 protagonist, the Persona 3 protagonist, the Persona 5 protagonists. You're not actually him, but you're him, you know? And with The Dark Knight and Christian Bale, I thought he did a phenomenal job as making you him. You know what I mean? No, please no Xenogears remakes, please. Microsoft is going like crazy, yes. But no Xenogears remake. Just leave Xenogears alone, please.
building the most helpful AI. So you can inspect 800.
Damn it, I hate this thing. I hate this thing. So yeah, with the Dark Knight, Christian Bale allowed you to take on the avatar of the Batman, while in the three movies, the three villains were able to talk to you. You know what I mean? Now, for those of you who say, "Oh, this is a horrible Batman," then the characters weren't talking to you. But when I watch Batman, I picture myself as being the Dark Knight, and they're talking to me. The Banes, the Raz Al Ghuls, the Jokers. You know what I mean? They're talking to me, and they're telling me about these people out here. They're telling me about your government. They're telling me about your politicians. They're telling you about the people. They're telling you who the real true villains are. They're telling you about Microsoft, even though Microsoft wants to point the finger and say you're the bad guy. Even though Sony wants to point the finger and say that you're the bad guy. Even though this person wants to point the finger and say that you're the bad guy. But in reality, they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. The FBI, just over the weekend, in the same day, the FBI said there is no Epstein list. You guys are blowing this out of proportion. There's no list. Never was a list. What Epstein list? Within that same week, they started cracking down on gamers. They started cracking down and firing at the gamers, the FBI. Now, the gamers were, stealing, pirating video games and things of that such. But I thought it was strange that they needed to jump down on these people pirating games, but they didn't want to jump down on perverts on an island with alleged children. Something about gamers, man. I don't know. Something about us they don't like. Heath Ledger's Joker took an amazing script and expanded on it. Other actors on the set were scared of him because how into it he believable he was. I heard that I heard otherwise. I heard he was cool. I heard he was cool. Like when they would say cut, he was he was still being himself. Some whatchamacallit was trying to be a method actor, and it was just weird. He was doing things that the Joker wouldn't do. What was his name? Jared Leto. He was playing the Joker one time. He was like this thug Joker, and he was leaving used condoms on the set and slapping people with used condoms. And the people were just like, "What the frick are you doing?" You know what I mean? That's not even what the Joker would do, But yeah, anyway. So yes, the Xbox fan base, they were pretending to be so civilized. They were pretending to be so welcoming. They were pretending to be so happy about women, inclusivity. They were happy about the man chin, perfect dark. They were happy about that grotesque, weird looking Fable female character. Oh, come on, stop! That's how the Fable games always looked. They always had ugly characters. See, there you go. No, 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 no. That's just not true. When we all saw that Fable character, we knew that was nothing more than just trying to push the LBGT, the DEI, the feminist, the Black Lives. We just knew that it was all propaganda. Fable doesn't have an ugly art style. That's just the Fable art style. You know what I mean? When you look at back in the day, certain games had a certain art style that came with them. That when you seen it, you already knew this is what that is. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you're watching these gameplay trailers and you're like, "What is this? Is this Bloodborne?" You know what I'm saying? But it's really just another game stealing from another game. But back then, that was a big no-no. You had to have your own identity. And with the Fable art style, when you looked at it, you said, "Oh, this is Fable." But when you saw the Fable, you didn't know that was Fable until the Fable things came across the thing because the art style has been diminished. And to see that grotesque, ugly-looking woman, that was weird. That was strange. But the Xbox fans, they claim to be no, women come in all shapes and sizes. That's the type of chant. What does you gotta be saying? What's the silver thing on the wall? This is the thermostat for the heat. That's a thermostat. Did you like Twilight Batman? No, I never saw it. I never watched it. I watched the first like 10 minutes of that movie, right? And I watched like the first 10 minutes of that Twilight Batman, and a lot of people like it. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I tried to watch it, but when I fully focused on it, he had walked into this room full of cops, and he had the bat garb on and the pointy ears and everything like that. And the cop was like, "This dude's a freak, man. This dude's a weirdo." You know what I'm saying? I can't specifically remember the scene, but it was hilarious. And I looked at him and I said, "Oh my God, Batman's a freaking weirdo." You know what I'm saying? I never noticed how much of a weirdo Batman was until I saw that scene. And I was like, yo, he does look like a freaking weirdo. The dude is screwed up in his head, man. I'm not trying to blame, I'm not trying to be mad at Batman, but I don't rock with Batman as hard as I used to because I'm like, dang, this dude is a straight up freaking weirdo. He's walking around in some type of bat suit. He thinks he's still stuck in the age of a child. I mean, the psychology of it all, the philosophy of it all is brilliant. That this is a guy who was stuck at the age of the day of his parents' murder. You know what I mean? This is a guy that believes I have to put on this bat suit and walk around town and fight crime. This guy is a weirdo. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pick him with the Donkey Kong. No, I don't have a Switch too. I think it looks cool, but it's a little too expensive for me. I don't believe in $70 games and things of that such, and doesn't seem like if I was gonna say spend $70 on a video game, it would be a video game that I actually want to play, not something that is just there. You know what I mean? Hey, Judy622. Hey, DJ2573. Yeah, man. When I saw Batman walk into that room and he had the garb and the ears, I was just like, this guy's a weirdo. So I stopped watching the movie. I just didn't care. I was just like, that's it. I'm just gonna rock with the Joker for now on. They tried to ruin my boy Joker with the second movie, but luckily nobody watched that. Um, so yeah, let's get on this. Let's show because she goes into it on how she's not going to go into it. She's going to take the professional way out, and I commend her for her way of taking this way out. But this is her reaction to all the hate. Disgust me seeing your gesture. What did I say?
A disturbing trend in the last few years regarding feedback.
Oh,
It's top of mind right now because with my last video where I was sharing my opinions of Xbox.
yo, I read the comments, man, and like on Twitter and on YouTube, and like they were just calling her, yo, Zome, what's up, brother? They were like, they were just going to town on this lady, man. The Xbox fans. I don't even want to say the names because that'll just be like really mean. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody was like, "Yo, Zobi, yo, I just saw this guy do a video on you, man. He called you a loser, man. He called you an idiot. He said you were dumb." I'm gonna be looking at the guy telling me the information, like, "Yo, what's up with this guy?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be looking at this guy weird more than the guy who made the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you sitting here telling me this? That happened to me a couple times in my life, where somebody was trying to tell me something about what somebody else said, and I said, "What the freak? What are you taking jabs at me right now?" I'm just that type of person. I'm just like that. I'm like, are you using that as a way to take it? What he said as a way to take some subtle shots? You know what I mean? Uh, so I'm not going to say the things that these people say because I'm not trying to take sides with this lady. I think I really do respect her, and I respect the original plan for the Xbox. I respect her as one of the founding fathers. So I could never do such. You know what? There's a topic I want to talk about. Is this is just popped at me, but it hopped into my head the other day when I was driving, leaving the gym, and I was just like, why, if Bill Gates doesn't work at Microsoft, right? Why doesn't anybody go up to him and ask him about this current state of Xbox? You ever notice that? Bill Gates is on television and he's talking about AI. He's talking about serums. He's talking about genetically modified foods. He's talking about, all this stuff right on television, but nobody like asks him, since he's not working at Microsoft, I would expect him to say, hey, Phil, this is what if I was a TV host or an interviewer, Phil, what are your thoughts on what's currently going on over there at Microsoft? They never ask him that. And that's strange to me. Especially, hey, Phil, what is your thoughts going over there at Microsoft? You just had over now 9,000 firings over there. What are your thoughts on Xbox? Not only that, what is your thoughts on the Xbox gaming division that was one of your birthing childs? What are your thoughts? Speak on it. And nobody does that. But if it was Iowata, like if Iowata decided to branch off and to do different things, hold on. Okay. Judy 622, I made you a moderator. I just remembered. But anyway, if it was Iowata, if he's decided to branch off and do side things outside of Nintendo, say if he left Nintendo and wanted to do other things, they would have been asking, if there was some bad stuff going on in Nintendo, they would have been asking, hey, Iowata, what are your thoughts? If he was alive. I apologize, he's not alive with us anymore, but I just know if it was him, they would have been like, Iowata, I know you don't work at Nintendo anymore, man, but what are your thoughts? What are your freaking thoughts, dude? And I think that's interesting that nobody asks Bill Gates, the creator of supposed Microsoft, what's going on at Microsoft. That's interesting.
There was a lot of discussion, there was a lot of disagreement, and there were even some personal attacks sent my way, perhaps to try to discredit me.
You stink.
Yeah. These so-called civilized people, man, these Xbox guys, they were so welcoming, so loving, so caring about women, man. And all of a sudden, once a woman doesn't agree, they turn on you,
You can have a
man.
good Christmas, all right?
Like beef and cheese, you don't smell like Santa.
Okay.
First, it's really nice that people were concerned about me. Thank you. But don't worry, it's cool. It's the internet. I've been online since the mid-'80s, and I've been claimed by the best of them. It takes a lot to faze me. I loved hearing your experiences with Xbox, your concerns about the future, and even your disagreement with some of the things I had to say. I don't delete your comments because I think feedback is a gift, and I don't buy into this idea that's been floating around about criticism being a bad thing, and that somehow if you criticize a game or a console, that you dislike it. And to be clear, I love the Xbox. I love the team that made the Xbox. I love the gamers that played the games. I loved all of the game developers who helped make it successful. I will always have a soft spot for Microsoft and Xbox. I'm critical of the current state because I want them to do better. I want them to be successful. In fact, I want the entire games industry to be successful. I want there to be a Nintendo.
See, that's the thing. Over the years when I was criticizing Square Enix, Sony, all of these companies that shaped it and molded my childhood on an entertainment level. A lot of people took it as something that was a personal, that I personally hated Square Enix and Sony and things of that such. That's not the case. I'm just disgruntled in the way that things have been being taken place there. And now in 2025, we can all sit back and we can see, okay, this is just another big disaster. Sony doesn't have any games. Sony's games aren't selling. It's just the third-party exclusives just aren't selling. Like Sony was the go-to place for the third-party exclusives, and even those aren't selling. You know what I mean? No games up the wazoo. No games, no games, no games. We're going on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. The PlayStation 5 has been out, still nothing. We're waiting on a third-party game. It's not even an exclusive. A third-party multi-plat and Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's just bad. You know what I mean? It's really bad. But the things that I was trying to tell Sony over the years, let's not do the first-party games. Let's not do the first-person games. Let's not make expensive games. Let's put more development and time in the Japanese games. Let's focus on Japanese games. Because right now, Sony can be destroying all three of the current developers if they were to focus on my plan, and that was keeping Japan studios, focusing on Japanese games, because those Japan studios, Japanese games would have been able to hold you off until something super mediocre with a lot of money that went into it came out, like your Last of Us, your God of Wars, your stupid Spider-Man games. You know what I mean? Games like the Last Guardian, games like Gravity Rush, those type of stuff, Hot Shots Golf. Those games could have really helped us off. It would have made it. It would have really fluffed up the catalog. But they're gone. They're not there. So you don't have any help. It's the famous Scarface philosophy. A lot of people watch the Scarface movie, and they think the ending of Scarface, where Scarface is taking on, these gangsters and these killers, and he's taking them on, and he's getting shot, and he's sitting there on the top, and the blood's coming out, and he's shooting and shooting. Come on, you want some more? I'll take you. But like, the Scarface movie was a perfect example of somebody turning their backs on the people who held them down. You know what I mean? Throughout the whole movie, they wanted you to let you know that Scarface's friend always had his back. Throughout the whole movie, they wanted to let you know when he was in the movie, he's about to get chainsawed by those dirty Cubans and Colombians and all that. He got his boy came up there and saved him. Saved him. There was countless of times where he came in and saved him, man. But at the end of the Scarface movie, they deliberately showed you when he was taking all those dudes in, that guy with the shotgun came in behind him. He didn't have his boy behind him to protect him. Shot Scarface in the back. Bah! And that was the end of his chapter. But if his boy was there, if he didn't get mad about him messing with his sister, they were in love, they were married, let them do what they want to do as adults. If he didn't get mad about that, he would have still been alive, and he would have been still running his little empire until whenever. And that was the same thing for Sony. Sony did everything within their power, within their will, to get rid of all of the companies that held their backs. Now they don't have anybody. They got to sit here and pay social media influencers to pretend to like Astrobot. Astrobot is horrible. I knew Astrobot was bad when they started comparing it to Mario games. That's when not comparing it. They were saying it was better than Mario games. I was like, yeah, man. When we make these videos, we're not hating. We're tightening up loose screws. We're not lightening up. We're tightening up. Lighten up, man. No, tighten up.
Windows and Xbox. I want the entire games industry to thrive. And the only way that happens is if everyone is brave enough to discuss their ideas, their likes and their dislikes, to respectfully disagree, to share their point of view. And it's hard because in some of these companies, it's not encouraged. As Thomas Sowell once said, when you want to help people, you tell them the truth. When you want to help yourself, you tell them what they want to hear.
Wow.
When you're in a team that...
Wow. I just can't help it. I just can't help. It's my fault. I could have been up there with as big as the Pootie Pies. I could have been up there as big as the I Show Speedies. I could have been up there. You know what I mean? But my problem is there's some type of protector thing in me, man. I feel like I gotta help people more than helping myself. I should have helped myself on YouTube of these. I should have sat here and lied and said everything was great. I should have sat here and said, I should have just been selfish. But I've been growing up watching Spider-Man and Batman, and I thought that was the way to help people in life was to help people. Did you play Near? No. Why would I play that? The game's stupid. It's a button masher and a shmup. And when I see people playing it, I always see them. When I see people playing it, like the comment section is going, "Yo, this game is awesome, man!" And every time I see the streamer playing, they be like this. Yeah, this is great, man. This is an awesome game, man. You know what I mean? Wait, you talking about Near One or Near Automata? Which one are you talking about? I played both. I played the demo of Near, and I played Near Automata. Yo, every time I see somebody playing Near, they get so sleepy. They would say the game is trash. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I don't. I should have been more selfish, man. I should have never told people the truth of what was going on, man. The corporations they're coming after
Doesn't want to
me.
hear criticism. It can be very difficult. It's easier to be a seal on the sidelines, clapping at every stupid idea an executive or game director floats out. It's much harder to risk your position and potentially your job to tell them that they need a course correction.
Wait. What did that say? According to former employees? Wait, what did that say?
When you're in a team that doesn't want to hear criticism, it can be very difficult. It's easier to be a seal on the sidelines, clapping at every stupid idea an executive or game director floats out. It's much harder to risk your position and potentially your job.
Hold on. According to former employees, many senior members were frustrated with the perceived lack of autonomy and didn't feel heard or key issues such as development, priorities, projects, planning, and team staffing. Now that's interesting that she made that comment saying that it's easier for people to sit in the corner and bark like a seal at every little idea that is being thrown out by the so-called powers that be at Microsoft. They don't have to worry about their job or anything like that being fired because all they got to do is sit there and agree with everything and not challenge the things that are coming out of the mouths of these people. Now, that is very interesting to me. When I first saw that, and I wanted to do the video on this specifically because I wonder what she means by that comment. Who and or what at Microsoft is not allowing people to voice their voices and or concerns when it pertains to things that are going on over there, especially when it pertains to Microsoft gaming. Who or what? Who? I would really like to be a fly in the wall in these meetings, and I would love to know who is she talking about. Is she talking about Phil Spencer? Is Phil Spencer putting on this nice guy routine, but he's really a demonic monster behind the scenes? If you say, hey man, you know what? This Game Pass idea is really stupid. And then you lose your job? Out of those 9,000 people, were those the people that disagreed with what was going on that got fired over there at Microsoft? Somebody had to say, hey man, Phil, this Game Pass isn't looking too good, man. I don't know. Who the hell is going to want to pay a streaming service for video games? You know, who the hell is going to want to do something like that? Hit the like button, everybody. They're shadow banning me. They're shadow banning. Look, yep, they're shadow banning me. Yep. Yeah. Is it Sarah Bond? Sarah Bond, she wants to focus on AI gaming and things of that such. Is is it the Indian guy, the East Indian guy? What's his name? I always forget his name. Is it him? He doesn't want to see any exclusives anymore. Those are just terrible, terrible ideas. There has to be people out there that's voicing the concerns. Remember that there were the generation we can rebuild gaming ourselves. Remember that we're the new generation. We could build rebuilding ourselves. Oh, Satya Nadella, yeah. I remember he came out and said he doesn't understand the concept of exclusive games, and now all their games are on. Oh my God, they got a bunch of yes men over there at Xbox. Everybody's afraid to lose their jobs. That's concerning when you're dealing with gaming, in my opinion. You know, I just for everything, but especially with gaming, there has to be somebody to come in and say. There has to be. You can't just be sitting there going, "Oh, this is great. Yes, yes." You can't have that in this type of field, or you're going to end up like Microsoft.
To tell them
What's going on?
that they need a course correction. And our games are labors of love, and that just makes it harder. It makes it much harder to see them clearly. My friend Itagaki.
Jenna Hayes says, "Man, Satya is a Doslim reject. Doslim reject. I think he's some type of. He gives off a what you call that? A Gandhi type of vibe. You know what I mean? They try to make him like some type of Gandhi type image where he's just this, this East Indian. He's just, he's all about peace, and he's gonna fast until there's peace across the world and love and peace and putting your hands together. Yeah, but what are your thoughts on black people? F them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's just that was Gandhi. Gandhi was like peace and love, and I'm so hungry. Oh my God, I'm starving. I'm starving so that the world can come together. Gandhi was a fool. Gandhi, oh God, I'm Gandhi. I'm so peaceful and loving. And then he was like, yeah, but what are your thoughts on the blacks? And he was like, oh, he all of a sudden he got full, and he was like, fuck them niggas. And then went back to, yeah. Gandhi was a mess. Gandhi was a mess. Google it. Google Gandhi's thoughts on black people. He couldn't hold it. Gandhi was a fool.
He used to refer to all of his games like children. He was so passionate about his game, and my Japanese was so poor that it took me a bit to understand that he was referring to his game and not his actual child. So when I saw all of this passion and disagreement regarding my opinions about Xbox, it didn't upset me. I got excited. I was thrilled because it meant people still cared about Xbox. They care about what happens, and that's good for Xbox. It means it's not too late. They can still recover. And here's the thing, getting people to care about your product, your game in this distraction-filled world, that is a really difficult task. Go ask any indie developer out there, and they will tell you how hard it is to get people to care. Gamers have lots of choices, so the last thing you want to do is to shut down their feedback. You want to encourage it. If people are talking about your game, they care. And feedback is just an opinion. It doesn't mean you're going to implement everything they ask for. It means you're going to listen and figure out.
There's a point in this video that I want to go off on, but I'm just waiting for it to come.
If what they're saying will make your game better or not. And if it will make the game better, then tell them. Tell them, yes, thank you, great idea. Guess what? We're going to implement it. We'd love to have you back to try it and see what you think. And what you'll often find as a game developer is that many of the ideas or suggestions are already things you planned on doing.
Hey, Saba
so
Omek.
it's easy to agree and close the loop on those ideas too. In general, you can divide the feedback into a few buckets. There are the new ideas that you hadn't considered, that are good and they fit the vision. There are the ideas that you're already doing. And then there are those ideas that are out of scope or don't fit with what you want the game to be. And here's the thing, it is so powerful when a game developer says, I heard you, I love it, please come back and try it in the future. Because now that game developer has invested fans. When you know that you're being listened to and that people care about what you have to say, you're going to keep coming back. You're going to keep giving feedback. And that's how you build a community.
My name is Johan Pilestad. For 1.5 years, you've been fighting the enemies of democracy. And one of the requests that you've always had is for us to send more dudes. And the best way for us to be able to do that is to bring another platform into the fight. Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox. And this...
So hearing all of this feedback is important even when it's difficult. Every bit of my success in my career was built entirely on listening to the feedback from my team and acting on it. It's that simple, because the people who are doing the work, the coders, the artists, the musicians, they know what's wrong, and if you can surface it and fix it, you can make the game and the team better.
This is the video I saw it in, right? I
Team
think I saw
leaders
the video.
need to be listening and sorting through what the team is saying and what the fans are saying, and applying it to making the team and the game better. And the truth is that sometimes people aren't the best at giving feedback. That's why it's so difficult. What offends one person doesn't offend another. Sometimes people's communication styles can be a little too direct. Sometimes people get passionate and almost borderline angry when they're talking about something they care about. It's just tough. But as a producer or leader of a team, that's your job. You have to meet the team more than halfway. It's your job to be good at listening, even when the message is delivered with passion. Let me give you an example.
I thought this was the
When I
video.
was working on Gears of War 2, they moved my team over to this new building that had these barn doors on all of the offices.
There was a clip in the
And-
video. There was a clip in this video. I think it is in this video. There was a clip where the guy was interviewing Neil Druckmann, the creator of The Last of Us 2, and I just didn't like what he was saying. Not Neil Druckmann per se, but the interviewer. I thought this was the video. I must have, oh no, here it is right here. Okay, I found it. Here it is right here, guys. Guys, I found it.
That themselves are on Team Meltdown. They're game developers that if you disagree with anything about their vision, they just don't listen to you anymore. And I understand it's hard. It's hard because when you're making a game, it's your baby.
It's funny. It's like I joke about this with the team. It's like, oh, we made a game with The Last of Us 2. We made certain creative decisions. That got us a lot of hate. A lot of people love it, but a lot of people hate that game.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly. But
if you can't close that feedback,
That is the mentality of Sony, Square Enix, and Microsoft. Yeah, we did a lot of things that people didn't like. Who gives a shit? This is the only community where they can just sit here and just bully us like this. The gaming community, you can't do this. You can't even do this type of stuff at Nintendo. You can't. People are still mad at Nintendo to this day because they're not making a new Ice Climbers. I mean, when the Switch came out, man, the Switch just came out. The Switch 1 I'm talking about came out in less than 24 hours, and people were talking about, where's Animal Crossing? Where's this? Where's that? Where's this? Where's that? Nintendo came out and they proceeded to give everybody what they wanted. I thought it was a watered down rendition of the previous installments of all of their franchises, but Donkey Kong looks like it's going into the right direction. I think. You guys would know better than me. Who gives a ish? This is how they think about us in behind closed doors. Where's balloon fights, man? Yeah. Who gives a shit? And then when you look at this game, it's pushing hard LBGT. You know what I mean? That's the only time they get aggressive and angry is when you come against them when it pertains to the LBGT community. Who gives a shit? As long as you made a game for the LBGT community, that's all that matters. Yeah, but they didn't even buy it. I cannot believe that Japan and Sony and PlayStation has went to that. Whoever these people are, that really pisses me off. But yeah, she did a response video to get at the people that were getting at her. I thought she did it in a very professional way to basically saying, she understands what she's putting herself through. She knows that if she was to speak up against Microsoft, that the people, the passionate fans will come out. But I didn't like the comments that I was reading down there. I never like those type of comments when somebody disagrees with you and they're not even like deliberately talking to you. They're talking about what's going on with these corporations and these people. They turn into these venomous monsters. Hopefully it's AI, hopefully it's bots, hopefully it's Microsoft bots and things of that such that are taking shots at her. I did see a lot of videos where they were taking shots at her, reactionary videos. And it was very sad, but it was also weird to see that a bunch of people who were so liberal when it pertains to the Sarah Bond hire and women being hired over there at Microsoft to sit here and turn on a woman, which is very, very interesting to me. I I'm a person that really likes to get into the psychology of people, man, and the way that people act when it pertains to something that they love is satanic. It's very satanic. I remember I went to a Catholic church. There was a Filipino girl and a Puerto Rican guy. I was cool with the Puerto Rican guy. They had a baby together. They were going to the Catholic church to christen the baby or whatever the hell they do over there at the Catholic church. And I remember as the baby was getting christening, the Catholic preacher wanted to take a moment to attack the niggas that were in there. It was about like 5 of us, right? We're in the corner and we're chilling. And then he all of a sudden he starts talking and reading. And then he starts to look over at us with angry faces. Yeah, I swear to God, the church he's straight, you know what I mean? But we're over here to the left in the corner. We're not talking, we're not interrupting, we're not anything. But I just remember this man, what he said was right, though. What he said was right. But I just was offended that he took time out of his speech to look over at us with angry face and go, hip hop is the devil. Video games are the devil. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I love hip hop and video games. Why is he looking at me? I didn't do nothing. It was crazy. I remember after the church, I brung it up. My boy Chris, he was like, oh, yeah, what was that about? And at that time, that was going on back to like 2003 or 4. And now it's 2025. And me doing a YouTube channel, I can seriously sit back and say, yo, he was right. He was 1,000% correct. It bothered me for years by him saying me liking Pokemon was the devil, but it's the truth. These cats, man, they will defend Pokemon, video games, more than they would defend God. More than they would defend, the Bible. None of that. If I say something bad about Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Bobachu, these cats will, all of a sudden, a demon would come over them and they would just be like, ah, you know what I mean? I reckon Nintendo fans aren't that bad, but I'm just saying, I'm just using Pokemon as an example. If I say something bad about The Last of Us, a game that's not even 3 to 4 years old yet, shoot, the game didn't even come out yet, man, and people would just literally turn, a demon would consume their body. And I said, that goddamn Catholic preacher guy, I didn't like the tone he was looking at me like that, but he was right. These demons, this stuff turns people into monsters. Yeah, they will kill / fight for a Charizard card, for real. These video games turn people into monsters, man. Monsters. Demons. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it. I remember I didn't want to go down in that comment section because I was like, oh my God, I don't know who that, I never seen that user before, man. But I know that's the devil. I know that's the devil. That's the devil hides. I'm telling you, a real life devil hides within these internet streets,
Why not?
lurking in here, secretly typing stuff in here. That's the devil. I could sit here and piss on the Bible on screen. Nobody would do anything. Cats be knowing the birthdays to Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, a fictional character, and don't even know their own parents' birthday. I think that was Genova, not the devil. He not to say. Yeah, man. What else? What else? What else we got, guys? What other topics came up this week, guys? Nothing? I wanted to talk about that. I thought that was very interesting. What else happened this week? The Asian woman, she said men were cooked. That's all I can think about. I started working my overtime. I've been working every single day except for today. I was exhausted on Saturday. Not physically exhausted. I was more of a mentally exhausted by Saturday. But today I got a lot of rest. The big beautiful bill passed. I didn't even go through that bill. I don't know what's going on in that bill. Is there no tax on overtime? I hope so because I'm working overtime right now. I don't know what the big beautiful bill is. But it's probably just a bill they've been trying to pass, Democrats and Republicans. And they finally got it to pass because of certain people that are in the White House. I know my father was telling me about the Obama healthcare plan. That was called something else. They were trying to pass it before, but it was called something else. What was that thing? Affirmative health care? And then when it was affirmative health care, nobody wanted to rock with it. But when they called it the Obama health care, that's when they were able to get the bill passed. So whatever this big beautiful bill is, I don't know what's going on within it. I'm pretty sure it was something that they tried to get it to go through before, but they just added the Trump sloganisms to get it to pass through. And I also saw that the Epstein files, those were vanished. What Epstein files? I thought that was very interesting, but I said that they weren't going to expose those files. The names are out there. They do have a list of names that were taking that trip to the Epstein Island, and you know all the big names are on that list, all of them. It's alleged to have Tom Hanks. It's alleged to have Oprah Winfrey. It's alleged to have Will Smith. It's alleged to have Chris Tucker, Eminem, Slim Shady, Marshall. These are just alleged. Right now, they say those names are not real, even though people are getting arrested and supposedly suicide over it. But now they're saying it doesn't exist. A lot of big names, people that we look up to, but they're really monsters behind the scenes. Yeah. This is an old video, but I got a lot of respect for this guy right here. He was trying to work with her too, but she lost her mind. Did you guys? This is a very old video, but I just thought it was very interesting. I can appreciate the black man a lot of times because he doesn't put he doesn't put, as much as they might say that we do, we really don't put certain races of women on a pedestal. We kind of look at all women as being crazy. It's not really a flex to us to say, hey, you know, we're dating a Caucasian woman, we're dating a Hispanic woman, or you know, we basically know they're all insane. You know what I'm saying? We don't really make videos talking about, yeah, man, these black women are crazy. We're going to what do they got terms for it? Black women have terms for their interracial dating. What do they call it? Swirling and you know what I mean? Black guys just call it dating. What's that term? What's that video at? I was very proud of this black man. I don't even think he was Black American too, which makes it even cooler. Dang it, where's that video? I had it here. It's gone. Where is it? Who is that woman speaking in the background? It probably was a commercial or something. There's no woman here. Dang it. I lost it. I was just looking at it. It was literally just right here. Yeah, they're all insane, sir. No matter what the race is, the race it is. That's why a lot of men are getting their passports and they're going overseas. They're all insane. Dang it, I lost it. Okay, I found it. I found it, dudes. Here it is, right here. Okay, here it is. Here. Yeah, this is an old video, but I was proud. Every time I see this video, I get proud, you know?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing.
He wasn't putting his trailer trash on the pedestal.
Bro, he won't.
Look at this. Look, wasn't putting the trailer trash on the pedestal. Look at this.
Bro, he won't spend no money on you.
Ugh. Ugh.
No, I can't believe this, y'all. Look at this. So he told me we're going out for drinks,
Ugh.
right? Why we pull up at a Starbucks?
He's being patient. He's being patient with her.
This to go to Starbucks?
Yeah, I told you it was gonna be a casual date. Casual, you know what casual?
A casual as in getting drinks. So I dressed in a whole dress, heels and everything.
Okay, so.
And we're getting coffee? You think I deserve a coffee date?
I mean, just disgusting.
Because I said casual date. Casual date. First date should be casual.
Do you not comprehend who I am?
They're all insane.
And you think that I deserve a coffee date? This is a PSA to all you ladies.
Ugh.
Get to know somebody before you go on a date, because this is not a date.
Don't do this.
I don't know who you took out before. This is not a date. This is a cheap date.
He's being patient.
Oh, so okay, so now it comes out cheap, right? Cheap.
How else would you see this as? Their drinks are like $5.
Okay, so instead you wanted me to take you to like
Starbucks is expensive.
A restaurant. You know, you're supposed to wine and dine me. You're supposed to be a man. What's your excuse here? We're at Starbucks.
And you're supposed to be cooking for me. You're supposed to be.
I don't even know you that well yet.
Right. You're doing gender roles, right? You just said I'm supposed to be a man. I'm supposed to, you know, wine and dine you, take you out to somewhere nice. That's a gender role.
As a date, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you could have came over to my house and cooked for me. That's a date.
But we didn't do that, did we?
No, why would I be in your house if I just met you?
Well,
Why-
I would spend $200 plus on you if I just met you.
Because you're trying to win me. Like,
Oh, okay.
you're trying to court me. Yes,
You're
I'm
not-
the prize.
Where you want to get?
Ugh.
What does that matter?
Grocery store, right?
What does that matter?
Right. So I make more money than you, right?
Okay, well, obviously,
I had to pick you
you're
up,
cheap
right?
with it.
I had to pick you up, right? You live in an apartment, right?
Okay.
I live in a house. I have a car. I have a good job. And I have to win you over. You the prize, though, right?
And you take girls on dates to Starbucks?
And you want appreciative of going to Starbucks.
What am I supposed to get, a cake pop?
You're supposed to sit down, get a coffee, and talk.
Who gets coffee at 6 p.m.? Who gets coffee at 6 p.m.?
Then get a decaf. Get a tea. Get something else. Like, you're being on a, like, the first date is always supposed to be just casual.
First of all, fellas, let me give y'all some game. If you see a woman, hold on.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Look at it. Hold on. Damn it. If you see a woman
And you want to appreciate those
and she's demanding, hold on, fellas. Let me give you some quick game.
Starbucks.
I can't catch
What am
it.
I supposed to get?
Okay, there we go. Ladies, fellas, if you look at a woman and you look at her teeth, this is just quick game for the fellas. Her teeth, right? When you look at a woman with bad teeth, especially when that bottom row is all twisted up, but she's got her top half of the teeth twisted up. Now, when you look at a woman and she's sitting here and she's making all these crazy demands, and you look at her teeth, not because her teeth are bad, is that something's wrong with her. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if they're bad, not even her father cared about fixing her teeth. So why the hell do I need to come out here and fix you some 5-star restaurant if your own father couldn't even fix your teeth? That's the father's job, is to fix the child's teeth, to get them some braces. He didn't even do that for her. And I gotta come out and I have to take you somewhere better than Starbucks? That woman is insane. That is the first sign of an ungrateful woman, is when her teeth is all jacked up. She's out of line. She's out of control. She's out of control.
Cake pop?
You're supposed to sit down, get a coffee, and talk.
Who gets coffee at 6 p.m.?
Look at that.
Who gets coffee at 6 p.m.?
Then get a decaf. Get a tea. Get
Her
something.
teeth is crazy. And look at this. Taking her back home.
You want to take
Yeah.
me home?
Go home and eat that trailer filth that you eat. It's ridiculous. I appreciate the black man not putting that woman on no goddamn pedestal because she's got white skin. A lot of black men do that. Pissed me off. Who the hell does she think she is? Demanding more than Starbucks. This is a coffee date. He made the right choice to take her to Starbucks. I would have took her to, I don't know. I never really took slop. Some type of ungrateful slop somewhere, man. I got a little, I could take you down to the, whatchamacallit. I don't really drink coffee, but I'll take you to, what's that place where they make the fruit bowls? What's that place called? I'll take you there and get you something out of there, but taking you somewhere crazy expensive, that's ridiculous. Out of control. What's that place called? Panera? Not Panera Bread. Oh man, I can't think. I haven't been there in so long. I go to another place now. Yeah, coffee. That's all coffee. You gotta sit down and get to know a person, man. $5. Yeah. See if we can take this any further. Fellas, you shouldn't be spending more than $5 when you take these females out on the first date. You know what I mean? Just to get you. I like to, if I'm going on a date with a woman, juice bar, not the juice bar. What is that place called? They got the fruit bowls, the acai bowls. I used to go there all the time until I found out they were putting sugar in the acai bowls. Now I go to another place. But the juice bar is cool too if you don't do the coffee. The juice place. You take him there, and you know that's a very rare occasion of situation acting like that. But I have seen situations where a lot of these ungrateful women will sit here and get all angry and fussy and going crazy over taking them to somewhere. They were getting mad because they were getting taken to the Cheesecake Factory. I don't think that was a real list though. They had this list. They claimed they didn't put the race or anything behind it, but they were trying to make it seem like black women put out this list saying you can't take us here. You can't take us to the boom. You can't take us to the Cheesecake Factory. I said, man, that's ridiculous. The Cheesecake Factory is expensive. My idea on my first date when I was dating Mamacita, I wanted to go to the Cheesecake Factory and just get some cheesecake, but they wouldn't allow me to do that. I had to sit down, and it was corny. I just wanted to get two slices of cheesecake. We'll sit there. I like to sit with the woman. I like to let the energy take over. I like to see how the energy is circulating and flowing when I'm sitting down with a woman. That's how I can know if it's going to be a good thing or not, you know? Except for just sitting with her and just thinking, oh my God, sex, and that's crazy. No. I sit and I say, can my energy mold and mesh with this person? Back in the day, I got I got my feelings hurt going on a date with a female, and you guys know I have the monkey mind. I have no filter. You know what I'm saying? When I have my but when I'm saying things, I don't think that I'm saying bad things. But she made me think about what I said. And I said something bad that I didn't know I said bad. I was like, oh my God. I guess that, I mean, I'm still going to stand by what I felt, right? At that time. And I was on a date with the girl. We went somewhere. And so now when I go on dates now, and fellas, when you go on dates, just take them somewhere where you can't talk. You know what I mean? Keep your mouth shut. Because if you talk, you might say something stupid. You know what I mean? So I like to take women places, you know, the movies or something, the sound and everything is you can't talk, you know what I'm saying? Or you go somewhere, if you can't talk, allow her to do all of the talking, or keep the conversation very small. Because I one time I got myself in trouble. There was a girl. She was a beautiful girl. I met her back in the day. They used to have these little record stores and CD stores and DVD stores and stuff like that. I got her out of one of those. She was fly, a black girl, and we were hanging out, and she was mad cool. And then I told her I was from New Jersey, and she said, "Oh yeah, I've been to New Jersey, and oh my God, all the guys were all over me. Oh my God, the guy, So that in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I'm getting angry. I'm not angry, but I just thought that was weird that a girl was telling me that all these guys from New Jersey was trying to get at her. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't thinking, and I was just like, that's because you have a vagina. I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh man, that's a terrible thing to say. But I stand on it. Because she was trying to, imagine if I was like, yeah, man, I was in her hometown and all the girls were trying to get at me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm the man. All these girls were sweating me. You know what I'm saying? That'd be kind of real, but that's what she did. And in my mind, I just said, I was just being honest. What is your favorite? What is your favorite film, Unc? Uh, what's a film, Unc? Your favorite film, Unc? What is that? UNC? AMC? My favorite movie? I don't know. I think my favorite movie of all time is Goodfellas. I like the Dark Knight trilogy. I like Rush Hour 2. Yo, Rone, what's up, man? Rush Hour 2, The Goodfellas, and The Dark Knight trilogy are just like my go-to movies when I want to watch something. Um, what else? I think that's like my top favorite. Gay WT males where there's a woman in their movies or video games instead of male. No, they want brainwash. Sinners, that was a good one. I really like Sinners. I like Sinners, and I like, what was that one that came out? The Get Out. Get Out was is very good. When I first saw Get Out, I was like, I didn't like it. But when I watched it again with my family, I was like, oh man, this is a pretty good movie. I watched it on a bootleg. Um, yeah, other women are trying to get at you. You work it for Shinra Turks. You know you loaded. You know teeth in area booty call you. Yeah. No, I was just saying, I said that, and then the date went on, and everything was cool. We went home, and then she called back, and she said, I offended her with that comment. So, I felt bad because I wanted to explain. No, I was, that's just my sense of humor. I'm a little crazy, and but she said nah. But she was cool about it. I saw her again. She was cool, but nothing happened. But then after that date, I learned that I'm just gonna take girls on dates where I don't have to talk because I talk crazy. A guy date, she didn't want to go to Starbucks. It's expensive. I don't even go to Starbucks. I think I went to Starbucks like once or twice in my entire life. I don't see the appeal, but that stuff is expensive, and people love it. And I think that's a great date to take somebody somewhere. I knew what he was doing. He was just trying to feel her out. He spends all this money on this ungrateful woman, and she acts like that. I mean, at the end of the day, women, if they like you, it doesn't really matter where you take them. If a woman likes you, there is no woman winning a woman over. There is no, did you watch these little television shows like the Steve Urkel show or the Jamie Foxx show or something where the character is chasing after a girl, and then at the end of the eighth season he finally gets her. That's just not really what's gonna work when it comes to a lot of your modern day women, man. If she's not feeling you out of the gate, she's really not going to feel you at all. You know what I mean? There's absolutely no winning her over, no way, shape, or form. And if a girl likes you, man, she'll go with you anywhere. It doesn't matter. You could take her to go watch some homeless people fight, man. I know a good place where some homeless people get it down, man. Let's go check it out. She'll rock with you as long as she's in your presence. So, I'm a good energy person. I want you to be with me somewhere. Let's get something cheap. And let's fill each other out. There's absolutely no sitting here trying to win a woman over. Yeah, I'm gonna. Nah, man. If she's not feeling you, man, she's never gonna feel you. I will move on. And I'm glad he took her home. Do you think Zamasu or Goku is right? I saw the Zamasu arc. I really don't remember what happened. I know Zamasu. The concept of the evil Goku storyline is really good. Um, it was just executed very poorly. Um, tend to most animes. That happened with this episode of Dandadan, season 2, episode 2. I didn't like the execution of the episode, and I'm damn near close to dropping Dandadan now because of what happened in season 2, episode 2. But Zamasu was a guy that was, on the angelic realm, and this is a story that I've heard before. Not even in your movies and video games. It was just a story I've heard when it pertains to certain beings on certain realms where they're jealous of you. You know what I mean? They're jealous of the human being because of his potential to become a god. You know what I mean? And I thought that was very interesting that they created an arc on this character that was jealous of Goku and Vegeta because they had these abilities to be as powerful and as strong as the gods. He could not understand that, and one of his wishes was to become Goku. So I thought that was a very interesting season, but it just wasn't. It was executed very poorly. Satan, okay, okay. Maybe that's where I heard that from. It was the Satan storyline, but I do know that there are beings on in these other realms that don't like you, and your politicians and a lot of your elites, they they do certain things to make contact with these beings. Google Aleister Crawley and Google. These guys would go. They would take certain rituals. They would do certain rituals, sexual rituals. They would do certain masturbation rituals. They would take certain drugs, and they would go to these different realms to make contact with these beings. And these beings would basically give them all of the information to run how to run the population, how to prevent certain people from reaching godlike statuses. Aleister Crowley was able to make contact with one of these beings. Google it, it's called Lamb. Lamb. This somewhat of a that's where they get the image of the egg-headed or this cone-headed looking creature that you'll see. They call them grays, and they'll draw big eyes, but it's basically that's where they get the image of a lot of your aliens and stuff like that. The ET, the Yodas. These are actually real creatures from other dimensions and stuff like that. And they sit in these dimensions, and it's floating out in space. I guess there must have been some type of ancient battle where whoever the people who were running the Earth pre mud flood, they were able to defeat these creatures and send them out into space, and they're floating around in space right now. And these politicians and people that work at Microsoft and people that work with certain serums and stuff like that, they constantly make contact with these beings on a daily basis, and they tell them this is what you need to do to keep these people down. You know what I mean? How big though? Zamasu wasn't jealous. He actually chose to become the body of the strongest mortal in the manga, not Goku necessarily. Okay. But I remember I saw an episode where I saw Zamasu. I go, what the freak? What the hell? What are these Saiyans? And how is it that they have the abilities to fight with gods? You know, I saw that in the anime. I saw that. Yeah. How big though? Anyway, it's getting late, guys. My phone's dying too. And I got a little too deep. The chat room got quiet. So I'll be back next Sunday. Hopefully there's some amazing topics to talk about. Some fun, amazing topics. I'll be popping up every Sunday, doing a live stream. Whew. Back to work tomorrow. This heat is a mother sucker. I prefer the heat over the winter, though. I can't stand the winter anymore.